sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin to tell a lie. Millions of hearts have been broken just because these words were spoken. I love you, yes I do, I love you. If you break my heart, I'll die. So be sure it's true.
How do you do? How do you do? You know, on these blogs, they always attack people who are lying to you and defrauding you. And my favorite thing is to try to catch them and I see if I could abuse them enough to help you recognize them. I don't attack people just for nothing, like some of the people who attack me who have nothing to say. And they don't even answer anything that I talked about. They're just attacking from sicknesses and venom and hate. I'm talking about attacking for people out of love for decency and kindness and compassion. That's what I fight for. Justice. If I'm lying to you, I want to hear about it, and I'll correct it, because I don't lie on these blogs. But lying is not always wrong. Sometimes lying is a beautiful, wonderful thing to do. Let's be honest about it. If you're walking down the street and you meet a person who doesn't look so hot, everybody who has any decency or compassion says the same thing whenever they see a person. Boy, are you looking good? Are you looking good? Let's be honest. Are most people looking that good? Most people look a little, but you're not thinking about truth. You're thinking about decency. So you say, boy, are you looking good? Two women walk in the street, they bump into another woman. What do they say to her? Boy, are you looking good? They start talking to each other to try to help the lie to her, because they want to help her. So they say to her, boy, are you looking good? I can't believe how young you look. Boy, I never saw anybody look so young. I mean, for an older person, you really look young and tall. Look how tall. Doesn't she look tall? I mean, for a short person, she looks so tall. I mean, for an old short person, she looks so young and so tall. And look how slim she looks for a fat person. She looks so slim for a short, fat person. She looks so tall and so young and so beautiful. I can't get over. I never saw a person who's so short and fat and a little old look so young, tall and slim. I can't believe it. I never saw such a thing. I can't believe it. I tell you the truth. I look at you, and then the other one says, what? Short, fat? She never was short, fat. She's the most beautiful. You always were the most beautiful. There is nobody. I can't believe what I can't. As soon as they walk away from her, what happened to her? Oh yeah, Klug, I thought you would pass away right in front of me. I'm getting so nauseous from looking at her. This is the worst I ever saw anybody look in my life. But while they're saying that, the fact of the matter is they did something decent by telling her she looks beautiful. Let's be honest about it. Let's assume you go to a wedding and you happen to bump into the bride and she's on her way to the altar, all dressed up with the fancy white paraphernalia, and you happen to bump into her. What do you say to her? Let's be honest. The first thing she'll say to you, well, how do I look? What are you going to say? Well, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I've seen better looking people. I can't lie. Only a schmuck would say that. A decent person tells you, you're the most beautiful bride that ever lived. That's what they tell her. They don't look at her and say, white? Well, listen, I'll be honest. The white, it's not your color. I have to tell the truth. You know who would say that? A schmuck. A grandfather shows you a picture of a grandchild. You know what you say? That's the most beautiful grandchild I ever saw in my life, as if you want to look at it. You get nauseous looking. Who cares about a grandchild? Do you care about somebody else's grandchild? God bless them, and you're glad, they're happy for them that they have a grandchild and they're proud of it, but it doesn't interest you. I don't care how wonderful a person you are. But you'll force yourself to look at the picture and you holler, boy, what a beautiful grandchild. In my life, I never in my life saw such a grandchild. Who wants to look at it? Who cares? Do you really want to see that picture? To me, it's offensive and obnoxious to show me a picture of a 2-year-old kid. You got an 18-year-old daughter? Let's see the picture. Here's a better question. How come no grandchild ever shows you a picture of a grandfather? What happened to the concern for grandfathers? Grandfathers, they wouldn't even be if not for the grandfather. How come a kid never walked over to you and say, hey, you want to see a picture? Here's my grandfather. Take a look. You ever see a grandfather like this? Take a look. Here he is putting his teeth in a glass. Here he is taking them out of a glass. Here he is going to the toilet. Here he is trying to get into the toilet. Here he can get in because my grandmother was in the toilet. Here she's screaming for him for bothering her in the toilet. How come you don't hear anything about tributes to grandfathers? Where's the picture of a grandfather? Once somebody would show me, wow, I never saw a grandfather like this. That's when I'll know it's a wonderful country. Love and brotherhood requires lying sometimes, because a white lie, when it helps somebody, is better than telling the truth. But every other time, when the politicians and the filthy liars running campaigns have no concern or conscience about what they do to you, and when I attack them, I'm proud of it, because they are lowlifes. Those they're serving no purpose, they do you no good. But when you tell a 97-year-old woman who, God forbid, whose son passed away, and you say to her, I just saw him on the corner because he's just playing basketball, then you're a decent person, and that's a lie you should be proud of.
So be sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin to tell a lie.
Be sure it's true when you say I love you, honey. 'Cause you got sense enough to know it's a sin to tell a lie. Whole lot of folks' heart is done been broken just over a whole lot of foolish words that's been spoken.
I love you, yes I do. I love you. If you break my heart, I'll die. So be sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin to tell